Morning guys. So driveway and patio cleaning job today, fairly decent size. So I brought the big Briggs & Stratton with me to get this done quicker than with the old Honda. So yeah, there she is. So here's the driveway. That bit there. Check that out. Look how green and slimy that is. I mean, it's dry today, so it won't be slimy. But when that's wet, that'll definitely be slimy. Down there. All along here. You can see where the table sits, what colour it should be, but even that's dirty. All these border bricks, and that little circular patio there. Okay, let's stop talking, get set up and get this cleaned. Okay, something I have noticed. Now this is a metal fence that's been put in I think 6 or 7 months ago. Guys who installed it, they've obviously put in a cement mix, post cement mix to hold the posts in, but they've been a bit messy around here. Now there's not much I can do about this today. The way to combat this is with some with brick acid, with some hydrochloric acid. But I don't have any on the van, so there's nothing I can do about this. You would have thought, I'm not having a pop, I'm just making an observation, that they would have been a bit more tidy with that. I mean, here, not too bad there. If they'd have just taken out these bricks here, I mean, they'd literally just lift up, they'd have avoided that. A little bit sloppy as far as I'm concerned, but yeah, same again there. Just take these bricks out here, blocks rather, they'd have avoided that. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I could put some acid on there and it might not even come off, but yeah, anyway, let's get this done. Okay, so I'm all set up, ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start around the front and work my way around to the back. Normally I do it the other way around, start at the back, work my way forward towards the van. But because I'm hoping that if I get the block paving cleaned at the front, then I can work my way around to the back. While I'm cleaning the back, hopefully the block paving at the front will be drying and be dry by the time I'm finished around the back. I think it's a little bit of wishful thinking, if I'm honest, because it's not particularly warm today. There's a bit of wind which will help, but hey, I've got to give it a go because it might work, it might not. It's a bit of a gamble, but we shall see. Anyway, let's get going. So I just wanted to point this out. Now I said how slippery it would be when it's wet. Check this out. Look at that. Woo. That is shocking. Like, that's even a trip hazard for someone who's sturdy on their feet. When you're getting on a bit. Whew. Woo. Anyway, let's make this lovely and safe. This is coming up pretty well. There's a few spots, black spots. But I knew that anyway. But look at these walls, these wall caps. They are bad. So I'm going to hypo these. I'm not optimistic, to be honest. This looks like one of those jobs where you go over it 5 times and they still all don't come off. But anyway, so we've got all this here. Look at that. I mean, you can see how dull it is. You can sort of see the dark patches and stuff. You watch when I put this on and rinse it off, you'll see the difference. It'll be massive. Anyway, down here. Right, that's me done. A long old day today. It's about 6 o'clock, it's Friday night. Don't normally work this late, but needs must and all that. Right, so it's still wet, but I'm going to be back tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, get the sand in on this. Oh, if anyone's wondering why the darker patches each side, that's where the cars sit. It's quite a normal thing to see. Basically, because the cars sit there so much of the time, that area weathers less than that area. So that area gets the rain and the wind, that area is covered by the car, so it doesn't weather as much. It's a perfectly normal thing to see. Right. This has come up lovely. Look at that. Like new. Got most of the spots off the wall. Happy days. That's looking much better. Lovely. Spots off there. Right, I'll be back in the morning. We'll have a look at it again. See you tomorrow. Morning. So day 2 of this pressure washing job, driveway and patio. So you can see the weather. It's a little bit overcast. It's saying no rain. But hey, this is England after all, so you never know. Right, let's get this sand in, and that's me done. Let's do it. Right, done and dusted. It's looking pretty good. Doors are looking nice and clean. Treated them with a little soft wash solution. They've come up lovely. Had some black sort of mould on them. Driveway's looking great. Managed to get rid of most of the concrete staining around the bases of the posts. So yeah, happy with that. Just goes to show, if you haven't got concrete staining, always try with a turbo first. You might not need acid. Here's the case in point. Bin store nice and clean. Bins could do with a clean though. I'm not doing that. Hate cleaning bins. I think they've got a contract with wheelie bin cleans. So yeah. Okay, so now it's dry. Yeah, looking great. Needs a bit of repointing work doing. Steps look great. Lovely. Okay, home time. Morning guys. Right, so you've joined me on a Monday morning. Very sunny, lovely day. Now I'm back on this job I did a few weeks ago. I'm actually here to do some repointing. Now some of you regulars will know that I go on about my back sometimes, and I do waffle on, I know I do, explaining that I've got issues with my back. To be honest, these are ongoing issues which are never going to go. I had an operation years ago and the doctor said, look, it's going to get worse the older you get. I just can't be hunched over for any longer than, I don't know, 20-30 minutes at a time. But it's been feeling good lately. So what I've done is I've said to this customer, because they were quite anxious that some of their pointing had been was missing, and sometimes it can be very difficult to find someone to do this traditional repointing. Most people want to use the resin brushing stuff. They want the sand and cement mortar mix put in. So I've said that I will do it for them. I've done this really as a test to see if my back can take it. I'm not completely optimistic about this. I've got a feeling my back's going to be aching by the end, but we shall see. It's a test. That's the whole point of today, to see if I can do it and see if this is something I can carry on doing. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. Let's see how it goes. Right, so this is the job. You can see a few weeks later, because of these trees, lots of sort of leaf litter. Well, not a huge amount, but there's a bit of leaf litter on the floor. This is why it gets so dirty, and you get such a lot of algae down here. But actually it looks pretty good on camera. Anyway, right, so this is the area. So this is what we're trying to sort out. See these bits here. So a lot of these bits are fine. Any loose bits I will just take out as I go along, but anything that's nice and solid, that will just be left and I'll butt up to it. Yeah. Okay, let's get to it. Right, okay, so I don't do a lot of this in my videos anymore, but when I did do it, people did ask me, how do you mix the sand and cement? So here I am, I'm about to show you. Very, very easy. Right, so let me just mount the camera. So a 3-to-1, where's my, oh there it is. 3-to-1 mixing bucket. Open this cement. Okay, very easy. Now, a lot of people will just go building sand, soft building sand, or they'll go sharp sand. I like to mix the two. So I normally do 1, 2, 3. 1 part cement. That's as easy as that. So as long as it's 3 parts sand, 1 part cement, equal measurements of whatever you're using. You could use a spoon, you could use a shovel. As long as it's equal parts, that's going to be a 3 to 1. Doesn't matter what you use. Anyway, so I want a bit more than that, so I'm going to put a bit more on. It doesn't have to be absolutely precise. It's like making a cake. It doesn't have to be perfect. There, that's all it is. I'll mix it. So I'm going to go in little batches. Quite well today. I don't want it. If you do quite a big batch, then it can dry out. And you don't want it. This is some people find this quite difficult. It's getting it the right consistency. I mean, this bag of sand's quite wet anyway. You find that bags of sand are quite wet sometimes because they just leave them outside to get rained on. But that doesn't matter because it doesn't need to be dry. Anyway. Okay, that's mixed up. So I just need to add the water. I mean, that's quite wet as it is anyway because of the water in that bag, but I'm going to go a little bit by bit. I reckon that might be enough. That's actually perfect. So look, you want it wet, but you don't want it soaking because that's how you get stains. That's how you stain the paving. I mean, if I'm honest, I don't know if that's a slightly bit wet. Okay, so what I'm going to do there, just add, I don't know, roughly a third. Easiest way. It's as easy as that. Where people make mistakes doing this, even the professionals, they make it too wet and they leave marks all over the paving. Okay, let's take that and see how we get on. Okay, so I've just done a little test and it's ever so slightly too wet. So one, two, three. There you go. Another 3 to 1 added. Perfect. Perfect. Now, I know some of you are probably looking at me thinking, why the hell is he not wearing gloves? And it's a fair observation and a fair opinion to think that I should be, because really you should. But let me explain why I don't. I'll try and keep this short and sweet, but I'm now 44 years old. Since I left school at 16, I've done manual labour jobs. Now, my hands are like leather. Okay, rightly or wrongly. Yes, I should have looked after them since I was young, but I haven't. They are literally like leather, and I can't feel what I'm doing if I wear gloves, so I just don't wear them. I find them really uncomfortable. I can't, what's the word? I'm not very dexterous if I put gloves on. Without gloves, I can move my hands freely, and everything feels right. And yes, I do hurt them sometimes, but it takes quite a lot to get through my skin. It's just the way it is. So that's why I choose not to. If I had employees, then yes, I would make them wear gloves. But as I am responsible for my own safety, I've decided I don't want to wear gloves. So I appreciate the concern and that you think I should put them on, but that is the reason why I don't. But thank you anyway. So as you can see, while I'm working, I scrape the excess to the next section. Good way of knowing if you've made the mix too wet is if it's smearing across the paving. So as you can see, it's not smearing, so that's just right. You want moisture in it because you want it to bond, but you don't want it too wet because it'll make a mess. Anyway, my back's feeling okay, but I'm only about an hour in. But yeah, going okay so far. You may have also noticed that I won't point over where it's quite shallow, because doing that is a bit pointless, because the pointing needs a bit of a key, it needs some depth for it to take hold. You just skim over the top of a very shallow bit, yes, it looks nice, but within 6 months, and especially the next time it gets pressure washed, that's just going to come out. I don't see the point in doing that. The customer is aware I'm only going to be filling in the deeper bits. It may not look absolutely perfect, but yeah, there you go, that's quite a deep bit there, so that's got a nice key, so it's unlikely to come out next time it's washed. Okay, there you go. So repointing, just filling in the gaps up to the strong stuff. Looking much better. The obviously the pointing, the mortar is still wet. That will dry out and become a much lighter shade and blend in much more with the original pointing that's there. So yeah, I'm going to put the furniture back for him and I'm done.